Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Piyush Agarwal, and today in this video I will be showing a demonstration on how to use A2019 to extract data from PDFs. So the use case is a simple use case that I have built, that I have got multiple resumes of mine in a particular folder. Like this is one resume, then if I just open another one, this is a kind of simple format, then this is another kind of format, and there is one more which is similar to the previous second one. Okay, the format is same, the content it could be different in all of these documents, and what I want my bot is to extract my email id from each document and give me in a separate doc file. So this through this demo we will learn how to use commands with respect to PDFs, what about logging, and what are the basic things we can do with our using A2019. So this is a kind of simple demonstration with which we are going to start our learning. Okay, so let's go to A2019 and see. So this is the basic dashboard of A2019. I will click on create a bot, and let's name this bot extract emails from PDF. The bot is used to extract emails of different resumes. So we can basically use this bots in some kind of for HRs, like there are many candidates who apply for particular positions in different companies, so we can extract multiple data of their each candidate and save them in a particular in a database. Okay, so this is kind of our workspace. Now I will go to actions, and first of all I want to find iterate over each file in that particular folder. So for that, go to variables panel and create a variable. Let's name it folder path, and I will initialize it with a s defines for string data type. Now its default value we can get it as this. I can give this value but as default also in the commands, but I prefer using variables so that we can change it very easily in any command. Okay, now go back to actions, search for loop. Loop stands for something iterative. Whenever we want to kind of do any iterating work, we go for loops. Now in A2019 there is a single loop, and that particular iterator contains many conditions, you can iterate on data tables, on CSV text files, dictionaries, emails, files, folders, and many more. So for this one we want this for each file in a folder. Okay, and here it's asking me the folder path. So we have just created the folder path variable. Variables are declared using a dollar sign and ends with a dollar sign. Okay, now over here it's output is a kind of dictionary variable which contains the file name and the extension of the particular file. So if I just click on this plus sign, it will create a variable with type as dictionary and subtype as string. Subtype means which key value pair with the value of key and value, how it would be. So I will just name it as file path and set a description, PDF files present in folder. Remember to, whenever you are building some bot, to give some description to variables, because while developing you would tend to create so many variables that on later end you would get confused if there is no description that why I had created this particular variable. Okay, now next I have to extract that particular text from a PDF file. So if I search for PDF, there are multiple commands. So some perform operations on PDF files, I can use this, and in this I have got an extract text command. So let's drag it inside a loop. Now it's asking me for a PDF path from desktop file. Now over here the path is dollar folder path slash, now the variable dictionary variable name. So for that dollar file path, currently this is invalid because this is a dictionary, we have not provided any key to this dictionary. So for that, a curly brace. Now for the file name, provide name and close the curly brace, then dot. Now I want the extension, so either we can do in similar way, instead of name we just write extension, copy this, or press F2, select over here the file path, and over here give the extension. So whichever suits you better, go with that. Okay, now the extension will give me PDF and file name will give me the file names. Okay, now there is no passwords are required for opening this PDF. By default the extension should be .pdf only. If it isn't, it will give up an error. Next it says what kind of data do you want to extract, like it's some kind of structured data or plain text. By structured, it will literally give you the exact structure of your resumes, okay, or PDF files. And plain text, it will just extract the text line by line and just remove the remove the text from each new line and give it in a text file. Okay, now here comes I want to extract all the pages, there is only one page. Then export data to text file. So which text file I want to extract the data to? So over here again I will use a system variable, that is user downloads directory or user home directory. So this system variable is like it directs to the home directory of the user, then slash and desktop, and I can just name it resume data dot txt. Okay, again remember this requires a .txt extension, and this particular variable system variable package user home directory redirects to my user directory, that is like slash c slash users my slash username. Okay, moving down we can assign some values to PDF properties, to a dictionary variable, but we don't need that. Okay, again just click somewhere and it will save the properties. Next I have supposedly I have saved all the data in a text file. Now I want to read that. So if I just search for open in CSV txt, I get an open command. Okay, so I will read this, and in this I have to give the same path, and over here desktop file. Remember to check this overwrite file with same name, because we don't want we just want that file to be temporarily available so that the text can be extracted in that, and for each file it's going to be overwrite it again and again. Cool. Now it does not contain any kind of header, it's a text file, comma separated. Okay, cool. Then we have got more operation, like if I just search for text, there is a read operation. Let's drag it. It's again asking me to assign value to the variable, so click on plus and let's call it dt resume data. Okay, so data table to store the text from, to store the extracted text from resumes. Over here no need to check on this input or output, these comes in action when you are working with run taskbot commands or like calling child bots from the parent bot. Next again I would need a loop to iterate over this data table. So as the data is read, it stores that in a data table and we can read it line by line. So for each row in CSV txt. Okay, so this can also be used. So what A2019 give us two options. First I open the file and directly use a loop for CSV or txt. Other than that I use a read command to store that in data table and use a data table loop also. So I will remove this and use for each one CSV txt, and for this I will just create a record. Let's call it R and row 1. This is each line of extracted text file, create and select. Now just click somewhere, so it stores the file. Always remember to click once somewhere or click on save, so that the commands can be saved. If you directly go on dragging something, it will get lost. Okay, now for each row in CSV or TXT, I want to find if it contains my email address or not. Okay, so for that I will just search for string operations, go to this and use find, because I want to find if this particular string has my email or not. Okay, the source string is dollar row row 1 record, and over here will come 0. So 0 refers to the column value and row 1 refers to the particular instance of a row. Okay, now find string. So for that we are going to use an regex. So let's search what is the regex for an email. Regex for email. I will write it properly. Yeah, so we have got a regex value for us. Copy that, paste it over here. Now we need to modify this anywhere and start with anything. Okay, we just remove that, and this is our complete regex string, which verifies if particular string is an email or not. Do not match case, and yeah, this is a regular expression. Start from, you can start from anywhere, and as output, so let's call it n found position of email. Okay, so if it founds an email, it returns the particular starting index of the first letter of email. If it does not, it will give me a 0 value. So if I have a condition if, then here also there are many if conditions inside this. So what I want is, I want to check if my unfound is not 0, because that is the state when it has found an email. So that is a number condition. So if I just go over here in the number, there is a number condition. Over here I will again press F2, select my variable and found, insert. Now if it is not equal to 0, okay, that would mean it has found my email. So first of all, let's see it print that. So a message box, and maybe we would need a substring also. Okay, so the idea of substring is that over here substring means from a complete string get me a part of it. So the complete string would be row 0 dollar. Okay, it's giving me an error. Why? Okay, it's row 1. Cool. Now start from, it should start from where the index is found, so that is n found. I don't know what would be the length of an email, and assign the output. So let's say we can use a prompt assignment for testing purpose, though in production if you're using some similar techniques, don't use it. Use it only for temporary purposes. It gets confusing. We tend to use it at many places though. So over here a prompt assignment comes. I can click on close message box and close it in 8 seconds. Okay, now let's see how it works. I will click on run. So now the bot is being deployed to my computer. It's giving like sending some packages to the bot agent, which is already installed in my local system. So it has extracted my first email from first file, second, third, fourth. Bravo. So once more, like I want to know from which email is belongs to which file. So for that what I can do, simply over here write again dollar file path. I will just use my dictionary to get me the file name. Okay, and a dollar over here. So let's run it again. This time it should give us the file name and the email, which file contains which email. So again it's just downloading some KBs of dependencies. So it says file 2 has this email, file 3 has this email, file 4 and Piyush Agarwal, and that's it. So this was how a bot is done. Now we have checked what we needed. Now I want to store this particular data somewhere else. So I don't want to just give me this data on a message box. I want to store this particular data. This is crucial to me. So what I can use, either I can use Excel, or like since we are going for single data only, I will go with log to file command. And over here the file path, it's asking me what should be the file path. So again I can use, like I had used the desktops, this for home directory. This time I can use the path to my downloads folder, or probably not. I will just use this one, copy and paste. Then over here I will just write extracted emails.txt, enter the text would be prompt assignment. So over here one thing, I will just copy this, copy and paste, also append the timestamp, append to existing file. Yeah, done. And now once this process is done, I don't need this particular extracted text file anymore in my system, because its work is done. So I can search for a delete. In file I will just drag it outside the loop. Once everything is done, just select the same path and provide it over here. Okay, we can use regex also in this, but we don't need that right now. So for this, so for this I will just drag it more outside. Like right now it's going to delete that particular file again and again. So once complete all the files are done, it has overwritten it all the times, at last it will delete the file. Okay, so I am going to run it and see how it works. We can do more, like not only email, you can extract the contact details, the phone number, the name of the particular person, or their, like for resumes, if we are talking about their particular subjects, like in which subject they are good at. Okay, it says unable to delete this because they are being used by another process. Okay, we will sort it out. It says this file is being used by another process, but we are not using. Let me check. CSV.txt file open. Okay, so why the error came? Because we have opened the file but not closed it. So I will just use close, and again just run this file. And instead of log file, I would suggest to use Excel. So in my next video I will show how to store different data. Like in this we have worked with email, in next we will work with different kind of data and store them in an Excel. Again, let's solve this error before. Why it's saying that unable to delete the file? Because they are being used some another process. So let's check the file. Okay, this is resume data.txt and extracted data.txt. So it is extracting the data properly. I will delete them myself. Now let's see. CSV.txt open, contains headers. Let's drag it over here. It says resume txt date. Okay, so for good purpose I will use a try catch. and this, drag this. Now if any error comes over here, okay, give me just a message box. I am still unable to delete the file. Cool, and run. And okay, one more thing, like over here this try and catch. So basically when you have some doubt that okay, this code can probably give me some kind of error, so that particular thing you include in the try catch block. In the try, the code comes, the set of commands comes which seems to give an error, and the error catch block contains some kind of exception handling you can do, like to solve that. So this time that there is no error that popped up, and we have successfully got the extracted emails. It contains all the emails with timestamps, and its work is done. Okay, hope you guys like this video. Do like, share, comment and subscribe on my channel. And if you guys have any kind of doubts or want any specific thing to be automated, made any video for that, do write it in the comment section, and you can contact me anytime on my LinkedIn. I have my contact details are always present in the video description. Hope you like the video guys. See you, bye.